Welcome to the Narrative Intelligence for Leaders, a channel dedicated to helping leaders, project managers, and change makers understand hidden stories that shape decisions, behavior, and organizational success. In every episode, I share practical research based tools you can apply immediately to engage stakeholders, lead change, resolve resistance, and create lasting influence. If you want to lead not only with the data, but meaning you are in the right place. Have you ever left an exciting stakeholders conversation to discover just after it reveals almost nothing? Think about it. The problem is we don't ask too few questions, nor we ask too many. The problem is we ask the wrong questions. Over the years, I discovered that every stakeholder story revolves around five main domains. First one is what they value. Second one is what they fear. Third one is what they try to protect. Fourth one is what they hope to achieve. And the last one, which is the most important, is what the legacy they would like to leave behind. If you ask questions around all these domains, you will have the opportunity to know the stakeholder very well, maybe more than himself. If you miss just one domain, you will see part of the story or part of the picture. Today, I will show you how to cover all these five domains with five deep questions. These questions will allow you to transform any stakeholders conversation to a really productive one. Let's talk about question one. Ask the stakeholder what matters most to you. He will answer maybe what is the issue, and after that, just ask him why does it matter exactly to you. Let's take an example. Perhaps the stakeholder answers for the first question. What matters is delivering on time. When you ask why, maybe she will answer, because my team has failed twice before, and I don't want to lose the customer's trust again. Notice what happened. The priority wasn't the schedule, it was trust. The deadline was only the visible part of much deeper story. Now, let's talk about question two. Ask the stakeholder what worries you most. Then ask, why does that worries you? The stakeholder may answer for the first question. What worries him would be the budget cuts. When you ask why, the stakeholder might answer, because reducing the budget means removing features our customers desperately need. The real concern isn't money, it is delivering value. Without the second question, we will never know. Delivering value has the meaning for your stakeholders. You could not engage him without knowing that. Now, let's talk about question three. You ask the stakeholder, what are you trying to protect? After that, you ask him, why is that so important to protect? Maybe he answer for the first question, my team's autonomy. When you ask why, maybe he will answer, because every time another department takes control, my people become disengaged. So, now you have discovered something much deeper than organization politics. You have discovered identity and responsibility. The problem is no longer team's autonomy, it is identity and responsibility. And without asking why and specific question about what the stakeholder is trying to protect, you could not discover it. Now, let's talk about question 4. You ask the stakeholder, what would success look like for you? After his answer, you need to ask, why would that represent success? Maybe he will answer, the success for us is launching before the competition. When you ask why, maybe he will answer, because this company has stopped being innovative and this project is our opportunity to regain confidence. So, success isn't simply a launch date, it is restoring belief in the organization. And without specifying question and asking why, you could not discover this. Now let's talk about question 5, which is the last one, and it is about legacy. When you ask a stakeholder, when this project is over, what story would you like people to tell about it? Then ask, why is that the story you want people to remember? Perhaps the stakeholder says that we work together despite all the challenges. When you ask why, he will answer, because people in this organization have stopped believing collaboration is possible. Now, you are no longer talking about a project, you are talking about culture. And without specifying question about the legacy and asking why, we could not discover it. Now, what is the real lesson about all these practical questions? Every stakeholder answer had 3 layers. The first answer tells you what, the second answer tells you why. Together, they reveal the stakeholder story. And once you understand the story about stakeholder, resistance begins to make sense and motivation becomes visible. And the most important thing, influence becomes possible. That means engagement of the stakeholder will be very easy. Next time, if you meet a stakeholder, don't rush to impress them with your better arguments, nor try to present your solution. Instead, be curious, ask them questions, listen carefully. After that, ask them just one word, why, for each question. Because the first answer reveals your issue, the second reveals the meaning, and the meaning is where every stakeholder engagement truly begins. If you found this video precious, please like it, share it with someone who could benefit, and consider subscribing. New practical tools on narrative intelligence are released regularly to help you become a more influential and impactful leader.